What's going on, everybody? Sean Pierce Johnson here for this week's edition of Stompbox Saturday, and it is with great excitement and pleasure that I bring to you guys the Boss DM-2w Waza Craft Edition. And I am so excited to finally get this pedal under my fingers and in my hands to show you guys, because this is one of the most hotly anticipated reissues, I guess I could call it, of the past year. If you're not familiar with the DM-2, it is probably one of the most legendary analog delay pedals that has ever been in existence. It was discontinued back in the 80s after Boss decided that they were going to move into compact digital delays, and since then vintage units have skyrocketed in price. Well, the cool thing is that this past year at the Summer NAMM show, Boss introduced the Waza Craft series, which has seen reissues and reimaginings of classic Boss designs, including the legendary DM-2. And this brings an old delay pedal into a new game and into a new era with a bunch of really cool features that we're going to take a look at. The DM-2w starts with the classic sound of the DM-2 and expands on it. You get the same three knobs for repeat rate, delay, and intensity. But the cool thing is, for this updated version, is the switch at the top between the repeat rate and the intensity knob. There's two modes on it, standard and custom. In standard, you get that familiar 20 to 300 millisecond analog delay with nice fuzzy repeats, gorgeous sounds abound. But when you flick it over to the custom, you get to double the delay time, so get up to 600 milliseconds. And to my ears, the repeats get maybe a little bit more hi-fi and a little bit more compressed. But there's not a bad setting that I've found on this delay pedal yet. Another cool thing that they've introduced for this reimagining, if you will, is that you can actually control the delay time with an expression pedal. Now, I should mention that the DM-2w, much like its predecessor, is a little strange. The longer delay times you turn the knob counterclockwise, and shorter delay times you turn clockwise. It's not normal, but I'm not complaining. It sounds great. So let's jump in, let's dial in some sounds, and let's have a ball. So let's check out exactly how that standard custom switch affects the sound of our delay tones. Right now I'm just going to keep all the knobs at 12 o'clock just so you can really hear what it does to the repeats. So let's just play around a little bit. Now that was in standard. Let's flick over to custom. There's not a whole lot you have to do in order to change up the sound of this delay. You can pretty much get any sound that you want simply by flicking that switch. But the cool thing is all of them fit within your sound, kind of like an old tape echo would. So let's dial in a tone that's similar to that. I'm going to kick over to the custom mode, get a longer delay time with some more repeats, and then I'm going to back off the blend a little bit so that it sits more within our mix and that we're not getting as quite an apparent sound. Now, to me, any analog delay pedal with this short of a delay time should be able to make a really awesome slapback echo, and the DM-2w definitely delivers in spades. so let's check out how this guy sounds with some distorted tones. I've got the repeat rate set at about 9 o'clock for a longer delay time. I'm going to keep the feedback a little on the lower side and just get it to a point where it kind of decays out almost organically. And then I'm going to keep the mix low so that it just sits under my playing. I'm going to toy around with the volume knobs and the tone knobs on my guitar so that you can hear how it works well with a bunch of different kinds of distorted tones. Well, there you have it, everybody. There is your look at the new Boss DM-2w, part of the Waza Craft line. I know that this is a hotly anticipated release. It's been delayed, no pun intended, for a very long time, and I am super excited that they are here and getting into people's hands. And if you enjoyed this, I highly recommend you go out and snap one up as quickly as you can. So, until next time, everybody, this has been Sean Pierce Johnson. Happy stomping. Cheers.